What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a good one. I wanted to make this video real quick on manifestation as well. Manifestation, this might not apply to everybody, or it's not. It's I guess you can't, if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you, right? But it is useful for as far as like the bigger picture goals. You know what I mean? Like the dreams, right? Higher aspirations that we have. Like if your manifestation or whatever you're trying to manifest is not aligned with your higher values, with your higher self, or with your highest value, right? It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. Well, it's not that it's not gonna happen, but like if it's not aligned with your soul, with your spirit, with your heart, the chances are a lot less that you're gonna manifest that, right? So to a certain degree, it does require kind of like a bit of soul searching, or digging deep in the heart, as far as what you really want to do, right? What do you really love doing? Is pretty much a better question. What do you really love doing? What do you really love doing? Like, what is your passion, right? And that's pretty much how you know if it's aligned with your soul's purpose or your higher purpose, right? And whatever that may be is what takes us to success, right? Because like if you think about it like in a simple way, like what equals success, right? When you provide a good service, right? You provide a good service, and you're bound to be successful, right? So it's kind of like, okay, so what do people need, or what is like a good service, right? Like, people, I think, become successful and rich because they give a really successful service and a rich service, right? But something that's really of high value or a high necessity. And with that in mind, when you kind of find or figure out what you're really passionate about, what you really love doing, since you're passionate about this thing, this is what you really love doing, you're gonna put in your best of effort, right? Because you're working with effortless ease. You're not even working, right? Like how they say, if you do what you love doing, you don't work a day in your life, right? And you're gonna give the best of service, and in turn receive the best of finance, right? For your product, right? For the service that you're giving. And it is also like for the manifestation thing that I'm speaking to or referring to. It's kind of manifesting not from ego, but from altruistic, like point of view, right? Like, not how I could benefit me, but how could I benefit others, right? Um, and I think that's a more sure way to manifesting, right? Or to manifesting the big goals. Like, fuck, we all want to be successful. We all want to have wealth because it's part of this reality, right? Um, it's part of this reality, and to a certain degree, it equals freedom, right? The more wealth you have, the more freer you are, right? So we need it, right? We need it. It's a good, loving energy as well as every other energy, right? Um, so there's nothing wrong with wanting the best things in life. There's nothing wrong with it. Um, you can have all that. Um, I guess the point I'm trying to make is if the more you align with your higher purpose, with your highest values, right? With your highest values. Um, that's when you're. It's like a sure formula to to getting there, right? Um, man, and this, like I've been, I'm just gonna share some thoughts. Where like, that's probably. I mean, you could say it doesn't apply to everybody, but cause say you want to manifest a simple thing, right? Like or something smaller. Well, you can do it. You could do it even if it's not aligned. Like, oh, I want to manifest this truck, or I want to manifest it. Like, you could do it, right? You could do it. Um, but like let that that idea or that concept of it, if it's aligned with my highest values, if it's aligned with my highest self, um, you know, the possibilities of reaching there are much greater and much faster and much more like a sure way. You know what I mean? Anyways, to drift off a little bit, I've been reading the Old Testament, the Bible. I just ran into this older man one day, or not ran into, but at the store, he started talking to me, and at the end of the conversation, before he left, he told me to read the first 5 books of the Bible. He said that's all you need to become successful. And I've been reading them, right? And I'm kind of like, fuck, like it's some hard shit, right? Like I've read other books in there, but I started with like Genesis, um, and I'm going from there. Um, but there's some things that I'm like, fuck, bro, what the fuck? Like, you don't do this and you don't do that and you die, right? Or eye for eye and ear for ear, right? Like there's like you think, fuck, this is a hardcore ass God, right? Um, but I'm like, fuck, bro, like this shit can't be like that. Like we all know that there's a deeper message within the Bible, right? Within those texts, like there's infinite ways of interpretation, right? And I'm like, fuck, well, I would like to understand this deeper. And I stumbled across a little bit of videos of Kabbalah, and like it explains like a little bit further, right? Like the eye for eye, ear for ear, tooth for tooth. It in I guess in the Kabbalah they believe that that's just the law of cause and effect, right? You do this, and this is gonna come back to you, right? You chop off somebody's ear, and yours gonna get chopped off, right? It's kind of like the law of cause and effect, right? And I forgot why I even wanted to mention this, but there's this one. Well, okay, fuck, I remember already. This in this one video, this man's speaking about the Kabbalah, and he's speaking about the way of prayer, right? And he says like the form of prayer is to ask God to remove the blockages so that I can so kind of be open to all that already is, right? Like like God is wealth, God is love, God is abundance, right? All those things are what they are, right? And it kind of makes sense. Like remove the blockages, remove what keep hold you from that, whether it be beliefs. I mean, it's always our own selves, right? So he says, pray to God to remove the blockages from your life so that you can have access to all those things, right? As far as financial or love or health, all those things. And it makes a lot of sense. Like I shifted it a little bit. Um, like I try not to ask God for things. I give him thanks as if they already are. So I'm like, man, thank you for having removed all the blockages, right? And it's crazy how life works, right? Like, I run into this man that tells me to read these books, and I'm like, fuck, I wanna go deeper into it. And then I see the Kabbalah, and it's like a deeper understanding of the Old Testament, and it kind of tells you, kind of like a whole other. It opens a whole other world of meaning, right? And kind of like esoteric or spiritual, more spiritual version of what the text in the Bible have to say, right? Um, this man, I'm just fucking throwing a fucking shit from all over the place, right? But on this other video I saw of the Kabbalah, this dude is speaking about twin flame, right? He's speaking about twin flame. He says there's three ways. There's three ways, right, of the reaching your twin flame, or in Spanish, alma hermana or alma gemela. And he said the first one is attraction, right? He said, but the first two don't work. He said the first one is you kind of go out and look out of a sexual desire, right? Like out of a physical desire. And he says, and that doesn't work. You'll run into somebody else's twin flame, right? But it's not yours. And he says the second one is that we go after like a partner for social status or for family or for, right? And he says, and that one doesn't work either. He says the third one, third way to come in contact with or your twin flame, he says, is asking for, not really asking, right, but aligning with like your intention to being with somebody who their weaknesses are your strengths and your strengths are their weaknesses, right? Like karmically, your karmas align with one another, right? You're gonna make each other better. He says that's the sure way of doing it, right? That's the sure way of doing it. He said, and you do that, you align with or you set the intention for, I want to be with somebody whose karma is in line or complements my karma, that both of our karmas together complement each other, right? And better and evolve one another. He says, and the first two things will come naturally, right? Like the sexual pleasure and the second one of the social status or the family or so on and so forth. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that real quick. Just wanted to share that. So the removing of the blockages. And it's crazy because I heard that, and then today I read this thing right in the Old Testament. I'm on Leviticus, and he's talking about the altar, and he says like, well, if you sinned, you go and you take the ram or the sheep, right, for sacrifice, in order like to compensate for the sin, and it's explaining how to do the ritual and burn the ashes and take the ashes to somewhere clean, right? And he at the end of that page he says to leave the fire burning on the altar, and that fire needs to be burning forever, for all eternity. I was like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I see this video today, this man speaking about Kabbalah, and he speaks about this exact verse, right? About the fire burning, and he says that the interpretation is that the fire burning is kind of like the altar is your heart, but you want to keep the fire burning of the spirit for all eternity, right? And it's crazy because he said that, and he said that part of that is to remove the blockages, right? To remove the blockages, and he even had a meditation and some symbols to meditate on to remove the blockages. It's pretty interesting stuff, man. Or it's interesting for me right now, you know what I mean, in this moment. So I just wanted to share those things, man. If anybody wants to know that little blockages meditation thing, I could put the link up or down below. So yeah, the manifestation aligned with your highest values, with what you love doing, and you'll see that it comes quicker, right? You'll see that it comes quicker. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. I hope everybody has a good one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you enjoy the rest of your day. Man. Hope you get all your manifestations, man, and they're all aligned with your highest values, man. So we'll see you.